Annyeong BOYZ! Welcome back to your daily dose of K-pop tea, controversy, and the truth behind the headlines. Today's news is absolutely wild, and we need to talk about it like seriously, no holding back. So Ju Haknyeon from the BOYZ is officially out of the group and out of the company. Yes, not a hiatus, not a he's taking time to reflect. He's gone. Terminated, kicked out. And the reason? He was reportedly seen in Tokyo, Japan, getting very cozy with none other than former Japanese AV star Kirara Asuka. And before you ask, yes, that Kirara Asuka this news is blowing up, and I'm not gonna lie, I had to double check that I wasn't reading some fanfiction or a fake tabloid. But it's real. According to News One, and originally reported by Japanese outlet Shuriken Bunshon, Ju Haknyeon met up with Kirara and some acquaintances at a bar in Roppongi on May 29, 2025. Witnesses say they were drinking together all night, hugging, and at one point she was seen resting her chin on his shoulder. After this surfaced, his agency 100 label was quick to confirm they did check with Ju Haknyeon. And then they pulled the trigger. Contract gone. He's no longer part of the BOYZ. Just like that, I mean, let's just pause here. How fast do companies usually act in K-pop scandals? Some take weeks to investigate or monitor the situation. But this was lightning fast. Which makes me wonder, was there more to the story behind the scenes? Did the company already have doubts about him? Or were they just trying to save face as quickly as possible? And let's be honest, this whole situation is just awkward. It's 2025, and yes, Kirara Asuka is no longer in the adult industry. She retired in 2020 and is now an influencer. But the stigma? It's very real in Korean entertainment, especially for idols who are often held to super strict, clean image standards. And I get it, images matter in K-pop. But still, does this situation really warrant kicking him out of the group permanently? I mean, meeting someone at a bar? Hugging? Drinking? It's not like there's a video of them doing anything illegal. They're both adults. But the moment people saw the word P***Rinstar, all hell broke loose. Netizens are of course going wild. I've seen comments ranging from "he deserves it" to "this is such a betrayal." One comment literally said, "A porn star? Is this Japan or what?" And another one, "Damn, a withdrawal and contract voided? This must be serious." Like, the reaction is fierce, but here's where I'm torn and I want to know what you think. 2. On one hand, yes, idols know the standards they're expected to live up to. They signed that invisible social contract with the fans. We're clean, wholesome, respectful idols. But on the other hand, is this fair? Should meeting with someone with a controversial past be career-ending? I mean, if he had been caught being disrespectful, rude to fans, committing an actual crime, sure, that's a whole different story. But this feels like we're policing his personal relationships hardcore. And honestly, the idea that just associating with a former adult actress is scandalous enough to end someone's idol career, that kind of says more about society's double standards than anything else. What's even more interesting, this isn't Kirara Asuka's first time in the headlines with a male idol. Remember, hey, say, Jumsunu Kai? He was also linked to her years ago, and the Japanese media had a full-on meltdown. But his company defended him, said they met at a dinner party, nothing more, and everything just kind of disappeared. No termination, no exile. So again, what's the difference here? Is it the country? Is it the timing? Or is it just that Ju Haknyeon didn't have the same level of protection? And let's not forget, he announced his hiatus before this news dropped. So clearly, the agency was already preparing for impact. Behind the scenes, fans are also pointing out how he posted cryptic or carefree messages right before the scandal blew up, and they're not taking it lightly. Some feel betrayed, saying he should have shown remorse or at least acknowledged the situation. But I don't know. If I were in his shoes, would I have done the same thing? Try to enjoy my last moment of peace before the storm hits? Alright, before we go any deeper, pause. What do you think? Should Haknyeon have been let go completely? Or do you think the punishment is way too harsh for something that, let's be real, might not even be a big deal outside the idol bubble? Let's dive a little deeper into the aftermath. So, right after the news exploded, 100 label didn't waste any time. They released a formal statement, saying they had conducted an internal investigation and concluded it was difficult to maintain trust in Ju Haknyeon as an artist. That's their words, difficult to maintain trust. That line is sticking with me because honestly, what trust are we talking about here? Trust that he wouldn't be caught in public with someone controversial? Trust that he'd maintain a saint-like image 24/7? Or is this just the label throwing him under the bus to protect the rest of the boys? And speaking of the boys, let's not forget, this doesn't just impact Ju Haknyeon. This shakes up the entire group dynamic. According to the agency, they consulted the members before making the decision to let him go, which is interesting, right? Like, did the other members actually get a say? Or was this just a way to soften the blow to fans and make the decision look like it was mutual? Because let's be real, it must have been hard for them too. Whether or not they agreed with his actions, they've trained together, performed together, traveled the world together. That kind of bond isn't easy to break, even when things get messy. But now, Ju Haknyeon's name is wiped clean from official accounts from the company website. Like he never existed in the group, and I can't help but think, how did we get to this point where a personal decision leads to total erasure? Let's put it into perspective. Kirara Asuka isn't in the adult industry anymore. She retired 5 years ago. She's an influencer now. Do we really believe that meeting her for drinks, whether it was a casual hangout or something more, deserves this level of backlash? If anything, it exposes a huge gap between how idols are perceived and how we treat real human relationships. Idols are marketed as perfect, but they're also young people in their 20s. People who date. People who make questionable choices. People who want to live a little, but every move they make is under surveillance, and once again, fans are divided. Some are mourning, saying Ju Haknyeon was one of their biases, and now they don't know how to support the group without him. Others say this is a necessary cleanse to protect the boys' image. Some are downright angry, not because of what he did, but because of how he did it. The silence, the lack of accountability, and the way the whole thing was swept under the rug until it couldn't be hidden anymore. But here's the thing. In K-pop, silence can be just as dangerous as action. When idols don't speak up, when they don't explain their side, people create their own stories. And maybe that's what made this spiral so fast. We never heard from Haknyeon directly. Apology, no explanation. Just poof, he's gone, and honestly, that's disappointing. If he really didn't do anything wrong, he should have said something. If he regrets it, he should have apologized. But disappearing silently just feeds the fire. Meanwhile, Kirara Asuka hasn't responded either. But let's not pretend the same expectations are placed on her. The hate she gets is a whole other layer of sexism and stigma that's deeply rooted in how society views women in the adult industry even after they leave it. So, here's what I want to ask you all. Where do we draw the line between scandal and personal life? Should artists really lose everything because of who they spend time with offstage? Or do you think this is the price of fame, and idols know what they're signing up for? Also, how do you feel about the boys moving forward without Ju Haknyeon? Can the group recover from this? Or will this leave a lasting impact on their image and fandom? For me, I think this whole incident is a wake-up call not just for idols, but for companies and fans too. We need to rethink what we expect from the people we claim to love and support. Because holding them to impossible standards? That's not love. That's control anyway. This story is far from over. There are rumors that Shirk and Bunshin might release even more photos or details. And if that happens, well, it's gonna get even messier. So stay tuned because you know we'll be covering it all right here. Until then, I want to hear what you think in the comments. Do you support 100 Label's decision? Do you think Haknyeon deserved this outcome? And how do you feel about idols having friendships or relationships with people who come from controversial backgrounds? Let's keep the discussion respectful, but don't hold back. This one really has layers to unpack, and as always, if you found this video insightful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next update. Because in K-pop, things can go from calm to chaos real quick. This has been a Young Buzz. Until next time, stay curious, stay respectful, and keep questioning the headlines. And Young.